Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Let's Get Loud podcast. This is a solo podcast episode with and I have about 15 minutes before I need to go pick up my children. And so this guy is going to be short and sweet and to the point. How is everyone? How are we feeling about the holidays? I'm feeling just dandy over here, guys. I have pretty much, I want to say everything done, but I haven't started to even think about what we're going to eat over Christmas. My mom's coming. She's taking care of a lot of that. And I feel like I can do that a couple days before the holidays and get some like alcohol in the house, get some chocolates. I did go to Lynn chocolate, those balls, those truffle balls. Man, those are good. I bought, I think, 100. They're gone now, but like it took us like a while to get through them. No regrets, just deliciousness. Anywho, so besides wrapping, I definitely have wrapping to do, some cooking. We are good to go over here, and that feels really good. I will never not finish Christmas shopping in November ever again. It's just been very relaxing. So some wrapping this weekend, and I also really want to deep clean my kitchen. So are you guys like this? I get this quite often, actually. I get this itch to like clean, tidy, organize. I don't like a lot of stuff. I don't like a lot of clutter. And it's almost like before the holidays, I know more stuff is coming into our home. So I need to like find space for it. So I have big plans for our kitchen this weekend. I actually said to Neil, great news, Neil. Great news. We have less basketball this weekend, but more cleaning. I said, we're going to deep clean the kitchen. What did he say to me? He was like, oh, I don't mind deep cleaning. And I was like, when was the last time you deep cleaned anything? It's been a while. Neil and I do well working together, but how we work together is like parallel, but like he's doing something while I'm doing something. So usually I'll like manipulate the situation where okay, here's how Neil's brain works. He like needs me all the time. He doesn't actually need me, but he like thinks he needs me. So if there's like a job, I'd be like, hey, Neil, how about we put the sides on we have like this gazebo thing in the summer and we put sides on it in the winter and put our shit in. Well, Neil hasn't put the sides on yet. So I'm gonna be like, hey, Neil, how about we put the sides on the gazebo and I'll help you. And then what I do is I like help for 4 minutes and then I'm like, oh, I just gotta go make the kids a snack. And then I never come back. And then he's fine. So he definitely doesn't listen to this podcast. So we're good. He'll never know. So that's like my strategy. So I'm probably going to do that while I'm scrubbing the kitchen. The grout in my kitchen is disgusting. Actually, the tile in my kitchen is disgusting. It's all like this. It's basically a catch dirt situation. Like I mop it all the time, but it just gets stuck in there. It needs like my scrubbing with my like hands and knees. Anyways, I'm actually really looking forward to it. And I want to take everything out from my drawers and like clean the drawer and then put things back in. Is anyone else excited? Did that excite anyone else? I really hope it did. Besides that, I am just crutching my current where I'm at with my wellness journey. I'll give you guys a little update here. So I am so proud of the actions I've taken in 2024 and the control I've taken over my overall wellness and just in general how I'm feeling. And I took some new steps in the last little bit. One thing that I want to mention is I can finally say that taking supplements has become a habit. I had to work really hard to be consistent with them, and I'm finally so consistent. I don't have it here with me, but I actually printed four of these to keep me on track for December and just to keep me connected, not on track, connected. Do you know the power in being connected to your goal? I'm going to the dentist on Monday, okay? And do you think, now listen, the dentist is going to clean my teeth. It's going to be great. And that's an important part of the process. But the most powerful thing I think that the dentist has and can do during that time is just a reconnection to my teeth goals. Okay. So, on a different level, this is a connection to my goals every single day. And so last week, every single day, I took my vitamins, my supplements. I was so proud of that. And it's not because I'm so proud of the supplements, it's because I'm so proud that have pushed something from an event. Like before, I would so rarely be consistent that like if I did, it was like an event. I was waiting for my certificate. So I've pushed it from an event to a habit, and soon it will become a standard. We all have things. I want you guys to categorize the things in your life when it comes to wellness as either an event, a habit, or a standard. So movement for me is a standard. I don't have to think about it. It's not hard for me. I can show up every single day moving my body. That is easy for me. So that is a standard for me. I move my body. Okay. Drinking water is a standard for me. I drink 2 liters of water. Okay. But not everything is a standard. And now I have moved supplements from an event to a habit, and that feels so good. I also have been extremely consistent with my journaling, which I'm really proud of. Do you notice that nothing that I'm celebrating with you has anything to do with the scale? We need to pause to celebrate when we are on any sort of journey, any steps we're taking towards where we're trying to get to, even if it's not connected to a result. Even if it's just showing up more consistently, that is progress. That deserves celebration. Okay. So I would love for each and every one of you to pause and think about what can you celebrate today on December 13th, if you're listening to this on the day it's released. What can you celebrate today when it comes to your wellness, your overall wellness? Okay, so then also on top of that, I went to the gym, you guys, and I lifted a weight. That is an event. That's not a habit yet. It's definitely not a standard. It's an event. I went to the gym and I lifted weights. I was uncomfortable. There were times where I didn't know where the machine was that I needed. I looked around for things. Okay, so one of the workouts that I have is a weighted like squat thing. Okay. So I'm looking for like a bar and I can only find the bars that are like, they're like this. So they're more for like holding with your hands. I can't find the flat bar. So I go to like the squat rack, which is definitely not where I should be. And there's a Smith machine, which is really good. I like the Smith machine because the bar is like on a cable, but that's being taken. So I'm like, I got this. So I pick up the bar. The bar is 50 pounds. And I'm like, I can barely lift the bar. And I lift it on the thing and I'm like, I'm out. Like I can't, no, absolutely not. And I just like walked away. So all of this to say that I got over myself. I pushed past my discomfort of like knowing how to do everything, knowing where everything is. And then the next day, I actually saw where the bars are. So now I know where the bars are. So I'm just celebrating with you guys that I have pushed myself out of my comfort zone, got out of my own way, done the thing that I finally said I was going to do, and it feels exciting. You know what Jose said to me? She goes, if you're excited, it's your body telling you that it's the right choice. I feel nothing but excited for this next step in my wellness journey of building muscle. It's probably the next biggest thing when it comes to my overall wellness of aging powerfully after 40. Because in our 30s, we start to lose muscle. And in our 40s, that acceleration, that muscle decrease actually accelerates unless we are actively doing something about it, AKA resistance training and protein. You ever notice how women, as they age, their butts get flat? It's because you're losing the muscle in your glutes and you're also losing muscle everywhere else, but you don't maybe just notice it as it's not as like obvious. And so it's not about me keeping my butt. It really is just about me being strong and me aging powerfully and me doing everything I can to be as healthy as possible, to have as much energy as possible. And this was just the logical next step for me. So I'm super excited. I don't know if I updated you guys that I hired a coach. I think I did. Anyways, she's amazing. She gave me a program. It's just 3 days for now. We're starting really slow. And I was like, don't make me jump. I'm not jumping. I'm not going to do things I don't want to do. I've only done 2 days of my 3 day weights. I'll have to do it sometime this weekend or later today. Anyways, I'm like so sore. I was a little afraid, oh shit, my computer's going to die, guys. So I'm just going to pause and I'm going to plug in my computer here. And then we're going to continue this conversation. There we go. I was a little afraid when I was doing weights, like I did like 0 pounds for many things because my legs, just that leg sore feeling, I was like, oh, I just can't do it. Anyway, so that's like my update. And more than anything, I'm just so proud of how I showed up in 2024. And I'm just so grateful that the mindset that I'm in going into 2025. There's no F it mindset. There's no might as well start next year. There's a very strong connection to my goals. And that just feels so good. I know that's going to serve me. Like I'm going to go into, and I'm so glad that I didn't wait until January to start the gym. Like I literally started the gym like a week before Christmas. Like obviously there's going to be inconsistency during that week of Christmas, but like that doesn't mean I can't start. Did you hear me, you guys? Even if you are, you will be inconsistent about habit X in the next week, it doesn't mean you can't start taking steps towards that habit, towards that thing you want, even if it's scary, even if it feels overwhelming, even if it's the unknown. I often find myself procrastinating things that are unknown to me. And I just need to tell myself, just take that first little step, Alicia. Just take that first little step, and then the next step, and then the next step. And it seems a lot less scary. So that's what's going on with me. And actually, on the internet today, I was talking a lot about calorie deficit. So I just wanted to like highlight this, touch on this really quick. We went over some myths. I was having a conversation with someone and they were like, oh, I've tried everything. I've tried everything and nothing's working. And I go to the gym all the time. And I was like, well, and you got to find yourself in the conversation. You got to know if it's the right time. I said, listen, I can help you. If you are not currently creating weight loss, is because you are not in a calorie deficit. And I need you to separate exercise and weight loss. Going to the gym every morning is amazing. Good for you, your physical, your mental health, amazing. But that means nothing when it comes to weight loss. It is actually so easy to consume more energy than you are using, even if you are going to the gym. And so it was like, and here I'm feeling this urge to help this woman. I want to help you. And do you know why? Because they're confused. And I never want people to feel confused. I want every single person to feel like if they want weight loss, and if they feel like weight loss is accessible to that, if they feel like weight loss is an important part of their goals, that they feel like weight loss is accessible to them, and that they understand why they're not losing weight and they know what they need to do to start losing weight. Because listen, once you know, that's the easy part. That's the easy part. Knowing how to lose weight loss is easy. It's the implementation, consistent implementation into your actual life. That's the hard part. But you're never going to get there if you don't right now fully understand what's going on. That's why we have a whole course within our membership that's called How to Create a Calorie Deficit. And that is the foundation to your weight loss journey, is you understanding, believing, grabbing calorie deficit and be like, this is it. This is what I need to do to create weight loss. I need to consume less energy. And also, you know what we need to let go of? If you are currently consuming more energy than your body requires, you're not bad. Do you know what happens when I say to people, it's because you're not in a calorie deficit, you're consuming more energy than your body requires. People get defensive. Why do people get defensive? Because diet messaging has taught us that eating more energy than our body requires is bad. And then that makes us bad. And there's guilt and shame connected. And so that's why people get so like, well, I don't need that much. I only do this and I do that and and there's like excuses and like whatever. And it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what your perspective of what you're doing. Let's take all the emotions out of it. Let's take all the worthiness out of it. Let's take all the good, bad out of the equation. And let's just go with science here. Let's go with physics, right? And then when we look at it from that lens, I hope that you guys can detach the morality. We're so afraid to say I consumed more energy than my body required because we've been told for years that that's bad and that we're bad. And if we eat fast food, we're bad. And if we eat chips, we're bad. And we eat chocolate, we're bad. We're not bad. Okay. So I just really need that to be removed. Anyways, I just like after that conversation, I just was like, I had this like strong desire to help this person. but I don't really know if it's my place. They're like a good friend and I want to help them. I don't know why I'm sharing that with you guys, but I am, and I don't know what I'm gonna do yet. Maybe if the conversation organically comes again, I can be like, I can help you. So, okay, let's unpack this. What would I do if this person said to me, okay, help me, Alicia, I'm ready? I would say number one, and because they came to me and are almost confused why they're not losing weight, right? They've said to me, I've done everything and it's not working. My number one tip would be spend 1 week. First of all, no, my number one tip is understand calorie deficit. And if you're within the membership, watch the membership. If you're not, Google that shit. Chat GPT that shit. Okay, watch some YouTube videos. And don't just look at the first video you get. Listen, there's a million human beings on the internet creating content. I want you to find what you connect with. And then you watch when you're like, okay, interesting. I'd like to know more about that. And then you keep going. We live in a world where information is so accessible to us. Use that. Step one. Step two, calorie awareness. Spend 1 week in your life, 1 week, with the goal to increase your level of awareness of the energy that's going in your body. And I promise you, each and every one of you would be shocked at how many calories are in the oil, the salad dressing, the mayonnaise, the coffee creamer, the pork on your plate. Amazed. And the goal of that week is just to increase your awareness and for you to realize, oh, wow, I'm consuming more energy than I realized. And it's a lot different than me telling you that. I can tell you that till I'm blue in the face. But when you experience that, when you see that with your eyes, you're like, oh, wow, okay. I was consuming more energy than I realized. No big deal. I'm not bad. I haven't failed. So glad I know that now. And then going forward, you say to yourself, okay, where would I like to consume less energy? It is as simple as that, you guys. You don't need to know the total number of calories. You are not currently losing weight. The amount of calories you need in order to create weight loss is less than you're currently consuming. And you don't need a number. Just look at the lifestyle that you just spent a week creating awareness around, and you're like, okay, am I willing to consume less on the weekend, less at nighttime, less at dinner, less extra bites, less creamer in my coffee, less beer? Where are you willing to consume less? And here's what you do. You do it. You focus on consistency and not perfection. You change one or two things at a time. You stay connected to that goal with whatever tool you want to use, but you stay connected to it. And once you've decided the change that you're going to make, you release all the other noise. And your only job then becomes to be as consistent as possible with that one change or two changes that you said you were going to do. And then we see how it goes. Give it 2 weeks. 2 weeks. And if the scale goes down, the scale's saying the trend of the scale goes down. Your scale is saying you're consuming less energy. Great job. Okay. And if it's not going down, I'll tell you what it's not saying. It's not saying you suck, you're bad, you're broken, you're never going to lose weight. All it's saying is, great job making that change, but you haven't created a deficit yet. Now what? Why can we not just look at this so rationally? It's because there is so much of our worth tied up in our weight. We need to release those two things. You are not a more worthy person if you are existing your life in a thinner body. And our goal is that you are the happiest, healthiest version of yourself. Okay. And that is bigger than just thinner. Okay, everyone, I have to go pick up my kids. Thank you for letting me rant about calorie deficit and about helping people and what you actually need for sustainable weight loss. My DMs are always open. If you are struggling, please send me a message. I would love to help you get started so that you are not waiting until 2025 to start working on the best, healthiest, happiest version of yourself. All right, bye, guys. Bye.